Why is it shaped in an egg and not in another
shape?
Yeah.
That's such a good question. Okay. That also has a multi-dimensional answer, because this practice is a physical practice, it is a spiritual practice, it's an emotional, psychological practice, it's a structural practice, it's an energetic practice. And so the shape has a relationship to each of those things. So the shape of an egg, what is an egg? What does an egg represent? Why are so many of us attracted to even like this idea of a Yoni egg? Why is that? It's a memory that's popping up out of the collective unconscious of a certain aspect of the feminine that has been pushed down in various ways in culture over time. So what is an egg? An egg, if you think of a chicken egg, it's a shell with an embryo and a yolk sac or placenta inside. And so the shell is protecting a new life that's forming. And the mother chicken isn't doing anything to create this life. There's an inherent wisdom in the DNA and in the material of the earth and the sunlight and everything that's coming together to create something inside that's bigger than the sum of its parts. And that's what I would call alchemy. When elements are coming together and fusing, and there is some magic or life force wisdom beyond the intellect that's happening to create something that's never existed before, right? Or that's greater than the sum of its parts. So each life, you when you were in your mother's womb, and you when you were in your mother's womb, nobody knew who exactly you would be. And there's a soul coming in, and there's all the body elements and the DNA, and everything's mixing, and there's the magic happening there. And when you were inside your mother's womb, your mother wasn't having to think about how to form your spine or what, right? She was just a custodian for this process. And so the feminine principle of being a custodian for life, right? Of housing this encasement that's holding a life as it's forming, literally the alchemy of bringing souls to the planet. That's a feminine principle, and of course men can relate to it too, right? We all have masculine and feminine inside of us. So the shape of the egg represents that aspect of the feminine principle, the custodianship of life, and the egg, literally, our uterus, is the correlate of that. As a human being, woman, we have a uterus, and if it hasn't been removed yet, and the egg represents our uterus, right, on a physical level. So what's super beautiful then is, as a tool, she's not only helping us connect to this energetic, like I named for Nephrite Jade, teaching us what it is to be life on earth, but she's, as a tool, her shape of the egg is also physically perfectly designed to help us take care of our uterus and to help us take care of what I call the whole uterine organ system, which is the part of us that relates to this custodianship. And so without going into too much anatomy, which is part of what the course is, to understand why this shape, why this weight, why this size are the perfect combination for essentially helping us take care of our uterus and keep our hormones in balance and keep everything moving and breathing how it wants to.